Guys, in this makeup look, I'm doing another tutorial using the Cutie Pop Candyland palette. It's this nice palette of brights I used in my candy corn inspired look. Only this time, I'm not doing anything super bright. I'm doing a darker look just to show you versatility of the palette and how you can achieve darker looks, because there are some darker options in the palette. And this is also a subscriber request. I'll have her name on the screen. She requested that I do a look using Cutie Pop, but using a concealer rather than the P. Louise base that I used last time in last look. Not the look before this, but the last Cutie Pop look. So if you guys would like to see the look, just keep watching. I do have a skin tone concealer, but the ones that I had I don't feel would be a great primer because they're super creamy and not really tacky. So the closest to my skin tone that I do have is the Studio Finish Concealer NC35. It's way lighter. I think it'll work perfectly as a base even though it's lighter because I'm using a mixture of different colors. So I think the main thing she just wanted to see is that she just wanted to make sure that it would work with other bases rather than just the base I was using, which makes sense. So I'm gonna take a flat brush. This one is from Sigma. It's a large one. I'm actually going to clean up underneath my brow as well with this. So it's gonna do double duty, primer and brow. And I'm not very familiar with using concealers as primers. We're gonna find out if this actually works. Actually, no, I'm so sorry. Just to prevent creasing, I'm going to apply an e.l.f. primer underneath. Just a light layer. Just because using concealer by itself really freaks me out. It always has. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that underneath just for like a second layer. Okay, now I'm gonna take the concealer. I feel a lot more confident putting that underneath this. Be sure to grab those outer corners. I am applying a thin layer of this. If you do happen to use the concealer as a base, like I said, I'm just not familiar with using it by itself. The time I did try a long time ago, the stuff on top creased. So I don't like wearing a concealer by itself with nothing underneath. It may work for some people. I'm just a little too chicken to try it. If you decide to use one like I did, just make sure it's a concealer with a harder texture rather than a really creamy one, because really creamy products are going to make your eyeshadow crease that you put on top. Just FYI, I'm going to do more of a wearable look using some Cutie Pop products this time. I did two really bold ones. Well, yeah, I did some bold ones. I'm trying to remember, did I post one? I don't know. I never know what order I'm going to upload my videos. I don't necessarily upload in the order that I post. So the last look I did using Cutie Pop was very vibrant. And I want to show you guys that you can also do darker. I'm not going to say more wearable, but the last look I did was very bright. So I'm going to do something more wearable, particularly for the holidays since it's that time of year. So I'm going to start with my crease shade, a buffer shade actually. I'm going to try this bronzer. It's supposed to be a bronzer, but it's not a bronzer on me at all. This is the ColourPop Coconut Beach Pressed Powder Bronzer. It's very similar to my skin tone actually. It's a little darker and a little ashier. And I feel like this will be perfect for the crease. We're gonna try it at least. And see, that concealer is creasing already. That's why I didn't want to use it. I did want to test it out at least. Hopefully it stops creasing. So this is gonna just kind of be a light wash of color in the crease. I'm gonna kind of apply it over that area that just creased. Maybe it'll set it in place. As you can see, it's a nice buffer shade. So it does work for that. It does bronze my crease. Gonna be using some dark greens for this. Since it is the holidays, I'm first going to take this green and the Candyland palette. It's the darkest green in the palette. This one there, like a nice hunter green. I'm just using a flat shaded brush to apply it. I'm applying this all over the lid. I'm going to pack it into place. And if packing stops working, then you can start brushing it slightly, but just keep in mind you'll have fallout the more you sweep. Just apply as much as you want. Y'all know I love my colors pretty intense, so I'm gonna keep going. Alright, for the outer V, I'm taking this dark burgundy shade in the palette. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna take. Well, it may be plum when I apply it, but it'll give me a similar effect to what I'm looking for. Candyland palette again, using this color here. I'm taking this Morphe B43 brush. It's just a really nice tapered contour brush. Gonna try to apply this on my outer V, see how it looks. Okay, I dig it. And you can kind of pat it over that green. And as you can see, they mesh really well together. I'm going into the crease, directly into the crease with a different brush. This is a MAC 226. It's even more tapered than the previous brush I used. I'm taking a dark red. I don't want anything to be too bright in this look. I'm trying to keep everything darker. So I'm gonna continue this theme of taking the darkest colors in the palette. I'm taking this dark red now. This one here. This is going directly into the crease. Like literally directly into the crease. Not too far in though. I'm gonna dust the brush off on my makeup towel. These will be linked below. And I'm going in with that bronzer color I used on the exact same brush I just used for my crease. And this is gonna be just used to blend that outer edge out. And it's also gonna sweep the color up a little bit, but it's gonna be a lot more washed out when you do that. You can obviously, you know, make this as smoky as you want. Gonna go back in with that purple again. Well, the dark wine I used actually. This here. Applying this on the outer V. The same brush I used earlier. Just intensifying the color that swept away. If you go up too high, just go back in with your crease shade. And it will also make blending a lot easier. That's why I always start with that color. On the lid, I'm going back in with the green, the dark green in the Candyland palette from Cutie. I'm sweeping it up this time a little bit. Not going into the tear duct too much because I haven't decided what I'm doing with that just yet. So I think I'm going to skip glitter because I think I did that last time and I just want to be normal this time. Actually, I have an idea. While I marinate on whether I'm going to actually do my idea, I'm going to take the same color or the same brush I used for the crease, which is that MAC 224. Taking a brown highlight now, an actual brown highlighter. I'm going to take my latest favorite, Urban Decay Foxy. It's just one of their single eyeshadows. This has like been the perfect color lately. Applying this right underneath the brow. I'm also bringing it down into the tear duct. It's going to help lighten not lighten it, but like blend out the edges pretty much. I'm gonna do my lower lash line now. I have a couple of products. I think I'm gonna use Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on Eye Pencil in Overdrive. It's a nice dark green. I might change my mind on this. Should I change my mind? What should I do, guys? No, I'm gonna stick with it. This is what I picked, so it's what I'm gonna stick with. I'm also putting in the waterline. I'm gonna start on the outside with black. And then when I apply that, I'm gonna figure out if I'm gonna bring it farther in or not. I'm using the black from the Candyland palette. Really nice, dark, intense black. Okay, so I'm not gonna bring it all the way in, just about halfway. On the inside, I'm actually going to take a brighter green. I'm not saying I'm going to do bright, but it's just a little, okay? I'm taking this green right here. It's the fourth color on the green row here. I'm dusting that black off. I'm really going to focus on making this as vibrant as possible, even though it's not going to be super vibrant. Just a little bit. And I'm bringing that in too. And I'm also going to bring it into that tear duct up here. Just adds a little, really, you know, bright green in there. Make sure to dust your brush off in between because it's going to touch the black and you don't want that in the inner corner. You might, I don't know, but I don't, so I'm just dusting the brush off in between. Taking that brush I used for the brown highlighter, going back again, just around the edges. So I thought I was going to use dark green eyeliner at the top. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go with black. I'm just going to use the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner, Epic Ink liner in black. It's just that was liquid, but I'll use this. It'll get the point across. No pun intended. I'm gonna tightline that green. I don't have a black in here currently. Otherwise, that's what I would use, but I'm just gonna tightline with this one. Taking some concealer. I'm taking a mixture of two. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in medium dark 32. It's way too light, but it works to brighten the area when I mix it with something else. I'm mixing it with the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer from Too Faced in the shade Mocha. For mascara, using the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. So I'm going to take my usual lashes, my wispies, got glue in my eyes. And believe it or not, this glue does not burn. Using the kind of, the duo that comes in the tube, the brush on adhesive, even when it burns, it's not that bad. Depending on the kind of glue you use. Duo I haven't ever had issues with. That's why I continue to use it. It's so expensive though. Nothing worse like it from my experience. I don't think. I think there might have been one that I really liked. I can't remember the name of it. I really hope my eyeliner doesn't remain shining. If it does, I'm gonna have to deal with patent leather eyeliner. Or patent leather looking eyeliner. Gonna apply some foundation. I did try to spray the Dior Air Flash spray foundation onto my face again. And it didn't go everywhere, so I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna blend it out with this MAC 130. It's just a small stippling brush. It's a bit lighter than normal, so I'm going to have to bronze. Gonna take Sun Power Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC. It's a nice, perfect bronzer for my skin. I've been using it for years. I'm using this random brush that probably needs to be thrown away because the hairs are going really crazy. I actually think this is a powder brush now that I think about it. It's kind of wide like one. This is not the blush brush I meant to use. Oh well, it's working. I'm not getting back up. Taking some highlighter. I'm taking this one from L'Oreal. It's the True Match Lumi Shimmerista. Illuminate, Highlight, and Strobe Powder. Looks like that. Very pretty. I'm using an e.l.f. highlighting brush. It's like my favorite highlighting brush. Apply as much as you want. Y'all probably know which route I'm gonna go. See what I mean by perfect? It glides it on perfectly and it like blends it out as you apply it. It's so weird. This brush is awesome. You could definitely go pick like a dark color on your lips. I'm not gonna do that this time. Or should I? I changed my mind. I'm gonna do something dark. I'm so sorry guys. I wanted to do nude lips. Like I literally came to this tutorial wanting to do nude lips. But you definitely could. But since this is a holiday look, I'm not gonna do that. So you could definitely go darker than the color I'm about to use. I actually recommend going darker, but sorry. This is the quickest color I could find that was close to what I was looking for. This is the L'Oreal Paris. I actually don't know what this is called. It comes in a tube like this. I'm gonna quickly Google it just because that doesn't help you if I just tell you. L'Oreal Paris and then nothing else. So L'Oreal Paris Rouge Signature Matte Colored Ink. It's in the shade Enjoy. So nice darker burgundy red lip color, and that would complement this look really nicely. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look using the Cutie Pop Candyland palette. I want to show you guys that you could definitely do a darker look using the palette rather than just bright and vivid and in your face. I mean, the colors are still vivid, but they are darker. The ones that I decided to use. Perfect for holiday. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful. I am impressed by using a concealer underneath this time rather than, you know, the P. Louise base that I used last time. I don't know if it would have made a difference using the concealer by itself, but like I said, that kind of freaks me out because I've never used, well, the time I did use the concealer by itself, it creased on me. That's the exact same concealer I used this time, Studio Sculpt. I really think using it on top of a primer, like a thin layer of primer, really helps. Yeah, just goes to show you that you can use these colors over pretty much any base. One thing I haven't tried is using them over just a primer, like e.l.f. eyeshadow primer and Urban Decay primer potion. You know, primers like those without anything else on top. I might try that in the future. If you guys have any specific looks you want to see with any of the Cutie Pop products, let me know. I'm gonna do a few more looks. I'm not sure what, but I'm probably gonna take little breaks in between and use other stuff just so y'all don't get sick of seeing these looks. Please subscribe if you have not. Rate this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Turn your post notifications on so you don't miss anything I post. I'll talk to all of you next time. Thank you for watching.